Okay, I think we're good.
Yeah, we're recording.
Yes, we are recording.
Just a second, gotta get my head in the game.
Hi guys, my name is Greg Drew.
I'm Kiki Powell.
Jessica Solano.
Martha Hearn. Emma Garcia.
Faith Ballou.
Jared Tyler.
Cindy Sturgis.
I really can't think of a single year where I've gone through the year and not had one student who had some type of misbehavior that they were showing off in class.
The number one thing to remember as a teacher is that it is not personal. It is not about you, because it will feel, and sometimes they will make it, very personal.
I usually would make a statement to the class, whole group wise, like, hey guys, remember, we had this classroom contract. We're being respectful. Guys, when we do this and we're talking while someone else is talking, is that being respectful? No, Mr. Drew.
I would give the student two options. The key is both of which I'm happy if they choose. And that gives them a feeling of power and control, but I'm facilitating it, so I'm happy no matter what they choose.
Whatever the expectation is, very clearly stated. The expectation is this in my classroom. Here are your options. You may sit over here. You may complete an independent assignment. Whatever the options are that you are okay with, don't give them an option that's a fake out. Your option is you can leave the classroom. Your option is that you can sit here and take a 0, unless you mean it.
I can think specifically back to a little girl in my class that I had in 3rd grade. And I was told when she came to my class from her well-intentioned 2nd grade teacher that she is just explosive with her behaviors. She never listens. She's always late. All these terrible things about her. But as more I got to know this child, I found out that she actually had 3 different people die in her life in a span of 6 months.
So it's really important to kind of, before you come at them with why aren't you doing this work, why are you sleeping in class, to check in on them first, because so many times performance in the classroom is not anything that is classroom related. There are a lot of kids that are doing well above what adults should be doing in terms of holding a job, in terms of 7 or 8 hours of school every day.
Don't draw attention to the student in front of the entire class. Don't try to use embarrassment or humiliation as a tool for classroom management. Try to make addressing the situation private.
Sometimes it helps to get the rest of the class working on something. Take them outside and have a conversation. Maybe they had a really bad day at home. Maybe their boyfriend broke up with them. Who knows? But there are times when kids do act out and it has nothing to do with your class. But if you can find a way to reach them yourself without having to send them to an office or to someone else, that is the very best thing, because it's very hard to get their trust afterwards.
They want you to be excited for them, so just continue to be positive. I know it can be very hard and challenging, but even a simple smile to them goes a very long way.
I think it's really important with students that have different behavior needs to be very direct with them and to be very consistent with them, because they will pay attention for those areas where we are not being consistent, and those are the areas that they're going to take advantage of.
But you have to be the adult and let it go. And also document. Write it down. Or your school may have some sort of documentation process. Write all of that stuff down. Don't just make a phone call home, send an email follow-up. Always write it down and send it to someone else.
There is always the overeager student to please, or the teacher's pet. And you are going to find, let's be honest, that you're going to like some students more than others. But that's where this is more of an acting job. You cannot show that.
I know what to do with a teacher's pet because I was the teacher's pet. I was the teacher's pet.
You need to have a way of calling on other students, whether it's popsicle sticks or whatever you do, having the roster in front of you, making sure that everyone feels that they have attention, not just 1 or 2 that keep putting their hands up in the air giving the answer, because quite frankly, everybody else gives up if that's what happens.
Last year I had a student who was very engaged, but he liked to be the teacher's assistant. And so anytime that he could, he would be quick to let other people know what they're not doing right or how they could make it better. So what I found for him was I needed to give him his own work project, his own thing that he could completely own that didn't interfere with everybody else's circumstances of what they had going on.
What do you do with a teacher's pet? Put them to work. Put them to work. They will finish everything early, and then you have to find a way to entertain these kids because they want to talk to you, they want to ask you questions, and you're trying to finish grading at your desk while everybody else is continuing the assignment that takes everybody else 20 minutes, but somehow this kid is done in 2.
So I actually call my classroom jobs the alakai. So alakai in Hawaiian is leader, so they are my leaders, and I make sure it's nice, bold, and brave and exciting.
Seeing those students that are, especially in a history class, are really interested in a particular topic, I walk over to the bookshelf and grab one of my personal books that I've already read and say, hey, give this a try, you're gonna love it. I think that's a way that you're kind of forming kind of an independent thing with that student where they're not going to try to take over the class discussions quite as much.
These children, as I like to say, are not done cooking. They have to learn how to hold themselves accountable. And we can do that with kindness, but also with boundaries for ourselves to protect ourselves so that we can continue to serve these students.